Hello and welcome to this chemistry lab here. We're going to be running a simple chemical reaction. We're going to mix vinegar and baking soda together. We want to find out if the resulting reaction is endothermic or exothermic. Now in class we did talk about that, the differences between endothermic and exothermic, but let's just do a quick review here. So if we look at something that's endothermic, that means the temperature is going to go down. We're going to measure the temperature of our reaction, and if the temperature is going down, it's an endothermic reaction. Well, why? Well, what's happening is that the heat energy, the thermal energy, is being absorbed. It's being sucked in, and since the heat's being pulled from the surroundings, that would be the vinegar and the baking soda mixture, if the temperature is going down, heat's being absorbed, and it's an endothermic reaction. But at the same time though, we have the other side of it, our exothermic reaction, where the temperature goes up. Again, why? Because in that reaction, you have bonds being made, bonds being broken, but heat energy is being released. So, with that, what gear are we going to need for this particular lab? Well, this time we're going to need an apron, okay, and we're going to need goggles. That would be pretty important, okay? So now to introduce the rest of the equipment to you, we are going to be using a balance. Now, the balance is going to be off to one side in the room. You guys will know where that is. You'll need a weighing paper. There will also be a scupula that will be there. We also have our baking soda. Now, I will already pre-measure out the vinegar for you guys. It'll be about 20 milliliters of vinegar. I already took care of that. I have a cup in here with a temperature probe in it. There's also a beaker there. That's only for stability, since I'm only one person doing this. Your lab partner will have to hold on to the cup to make sure that it doesn't spill over. Now we also have our famous LabQuest unit. Okay, now our LabQuest unit has the temperature probe in it. That's what this is. This is our temperature probe. And again, we're trying to find out if the temperature change will tell us if the reaction is endothermic or exothermic, if the temperature goes up or down, because it's certainly not going to stay the same, because we've got a chemical reaction that's happening here. Okay, the LabQuest unit has already been set up in terms of taking temperature, how often does it take the temperature, and for how long. It is about 3 minutes long. It's a regular default setting. It is in Celsius. So now that we've got the setup, how do we go about doing this? Well, you've already poured the vinegar into your cup. You already have the temperature probe in there. The temperature probe needs to sit there for a few minutes. Why does it need to sit there for a few minutes? That's because we want to get the accurate temperature of the liquid vinegar itself, so that we have a starting point when we run our reaction. Okay? Now, one of your lab partners is going to go over to the weighing station. They're going to grab a piece of paper. It may not be lined notebook paper like this, but it'll be something that will be there. Okay? Fold it in half. It's a good thing to do. Now, you're going to put it on the balance, and the paper does have a little bit of mass to it. You're going to weigh 2 grams of baking soda. That's this stuff here. Okay, and for how to measure, how to use our balance, if you forgot how to use it, there is another video on how to use the electronic balance that will be done. Okay, oops. All right, so your lab partner will go in, and you have your scupula. And notice I've got some baking soda in it, and notice I put that in there, okay, and I'm waiting to see for this to come out to be 2 grams. Or if you choose not to re-zero it, 2 grams plus however much the paper weighed. So, okay, let's say I got my 2 grams, we're done with it, your lab partner comes back, okay, Your lab partner comes back. Now here's the important thing, because what needs to be done, ladies and gentlemen, is you got to start this just before you add the powder in here, okay? Because the reaction, it could be a slow one or it could be really fast. We don't know. That's part of our experiment, okay? So you're going to press the green triangle that's on here, dump this in, and then your partner is going to use the thermometer to stir the baking soda vinegar mixture, okay? So they're going to be doing this for the time that you're seeing there. Now, it may not look like much. You will see some bubbling, some fizzing. That's a normal reaction. Notice I keep my goggles and my apron on at the same time. It's wonderful to see my students do that because that's certainly a safety issue. I don't want this stuff, you know, for some freak accident, go and hit somebody, you know, on the clothes or in the face. It's just not a pleasant experience, okay? So once you're done with that, then you can go over to here and you can touch your XY column, okay? And then you can look at time 0 and write the temperature, and then time, you know, 180 seconds later or 3 minutes later, because that's how long the lab is, and then you write down the temperature there. So again, we're looking, the main reason for this lab, we're trying to find out, is our reaction going to be endothermic or exothermic? On your lab paper, I am requiring you guys as a group to pick. What do you think? Make a prediction. That's what scientists do in real life. Okay, I hope this video was of a benefit to you, and goodbye, God bless, and you know what? Jesus loves you. Take care.